Take me to work. All right, heading to work a little bit later than usual. Got hung up working on a project at home. Again, going back to the AI, amazing tool. Sometimes you gotta keep it in check though, because I get a little too excited about it and then something happens. So I've been doing our website probably for 15 years. I was just tired of paying somebody to do the website when I could just do it myself. I could update it and keep it relevant. Usually what happens is I would work on it for a month, get it up pretty good, and then it would sit, and then I would update it 2 years later, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I just had redone it maybe last year, year before, I think it was the year before. And, you know, this whole AI thing came out, AI search, you know, all the stuff with the AI models searching for businesses and stuff, and you want your name to come up. So what I decided to do is go into Claude and create a project, and I went right into Claude Code, which is like the most advanced form of the Claude. You know, they've got chat and then co-work, and then the code is the one that is really good at creating code and creating things. So I went in there, gave it the whole mission, jumped on it. You know, the thing was I want it so you could find it by AI could find it, that people on Google could find it. I wanted it to be appealing to humans, and so when people did go on there, they would, you know, want to get a quote from us. So worked on the thing, ended up getting to the point where it does most of the work inside of the website now. Before it was having me do it, and I just got tired of that. I'm like, is there any way you can do this? Because we were working on pages and it telling me what to do. We did about 15 pages and it took like way too long, 2 or 3 days. So I ended up switching it to a terminal thing, and it started picking things up and started connecting to the WordPress I'm using website, and started making pages by itself. It made like 25 pages in like 20 minutes. So I'm like, okay, this makes more sense. And then it was doing the code, and I had to update code and all this other stuff that kind of tells AI and computers what the page is about, everything like that. So get it all done, and I think it's running great. We do a speed test, and the other thing was just to have it be fast, and which helps rank and also helps, you know, load so people get the information quick, whatever. So do all this work, get it, and then we do the speed test and it's slow. And I'm like, that was the first thing where I got defeated, because one of the missions is to make this thing fast, and it didn't make it fast. So we're working on it. We're, you know, condensing pictures, changing formats of the pictures, whatever. So I was working on that, and it is getting faster. Still working on that. And then I was working out this morning, and I saw this guy talking about this way to get Claude to do a SEO GEO, which is the AI search audit on your website to see how it ranks. And I'm like, okay, this should be pretty good, because this was designed to do that. You know, every page was redone and code was put on and all the other stuff. So I have Claude run the SEO audit, and it comes up with 58 out of 100. I'm like, what? We worked on this thing for how long? But I guess there was some things that aren't showing up. So actually the audit was a really good thing, because I could really see what was wrong with the site. So currently working on that. So that's why I got hung up, and now I'm running a little bit late today. So I've got 3 or 4 projects going with the AI. One is kind of a personal thing, but you know, I got redoing the website. I had it made a dashboard for my business to where it's gonna collect all the data from the accounting software, our CRMs, and everything, compile it into one place, and then make a dashboard so you can basically see the whole business in a snapshot. And literally, I went into planning mode and told it what I wanted and stuff, and it just cooked it out like in, it wasn't even that long, like 40 minutes. I mean, and it gave me back a local version of it so I could see, you know, make changes to it. We added some stuff.
1 mile, turn right onto Charles J. Miller.
Now the next thing is to deploy it and then to connect our different softwares to it so we can get the data, but just amazing how fast it was. And what's interesting is, like, I made the dashboard before we did anything with the CRMs. So now what we can do is say, okay, what data do we need to make this dashboard work? And then we can go into the CRM and configure the CRM to provide, or, you know, have our people put the data in that's going to populate the dashboard, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of feels like we did it a little bit backwards, but I think it might work out better because this is what we want to see, and how do we get that information is, you know, the second thing we're going to do. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I've got another project I'm going to, well, I've got that pricing app that I got to get back to. So it's an app that's gonna, our sales guys can actually feed in numbers and it'll give it pricing.
Now turn right onto Charles J. Miller Road.
Give them pricing of what they're supposed to sell and actually do a nice presentation of the price and what the people are getting right on an iPad. So that should be pretty neat. So that's the things I'm working on. Then I've got other things cooking in the back of my mind. I'm always thinking, how can I get this thing to work and make money without me having to do anything? You know, I've thought about trading bots and, you know, that sort of thing.
In 1
So
mile, turn left onto South
that's
State
my
Road.
next project after I get all this contractor stuff done. Then I'll go and I'll try to mess around with that stuff. But this is just the day-to-day how I'm using AI in my business. And I mean, I've actually, the last week that I've been working on these projects, I don't think I've gotten so much done and like put so much together so quickly, because it's just asking me, what's next, what do you want to do next, here's the checklist that we need to do, should we do this, that. Yeah, let's do it. And before I know it, it's 3 hours later and, you know, we're getting stuff done. So it feels good. So that's all I got for today. Like I said, I'm running a little late, so I'm a little bit off, but I'll see you tomorrow.